Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we are going to be covering the final literal minutes of the Kickstarter campaign for Mordred, CMON's, CMON's newest King Arthur area control game. So let's not waste any more time. We're just going to go ahead and get into it right now. First of all, I'd like to say for those few of you who did come to the 4-minute live stream that I did when I was going to do this, thank you very much. I started a live stream on this for those who don't know, and thinking, oh, we got a half an hour till the campaign's going over. I'm gonna go ahead and do this update video live, so that way we can be there right for when the campaign ends. And it failed miserably because apparently the audio was not working. Even though I could see on we use OBS for this. Even though I can see that the microphone is clearly picking up audio, and I did a couple tests afterward, making sure that my recording was still picking up the audio. I got to figure out what's going on with the streaming. So I will probably recruit James to help me out with getting that figured out. So we can do streams in the future, because that is one of the things I would like to start doing in the future is streaming. But that is not important to this video. What is important to this video is that there are 7 minutes left at this time in the Mordred campaign, and right now they have raised $666,410. Now, you're going to be seeing this like at 10, 11 o'clock at night tonight is when I'm going to be posting this, because I will be posting this tonight. But we got a few updates to get through and some stuff. So we got, like I said, we're going to get through it. I feel very confident that there's not going to be another character reveal unless something gets revealed in the next minute or two and they get up to 670, because I'm pretty sure that is what the final goal is set at. So we will go ahead and we're just going to get through this. And also note, I did pledge to the campaign, but I did intentionally go ahead and log off just because I didn't want that necessarily out there. That's my thing, my weirdness. So that is that. So first update, the hills quake under his feet. So Alwyn was unlocked on day 13, which was July 24th, and we then got the hill giant, which is another monster figure. So it says, feared for their massive stature and incredible strength, these giants are a force to be trifled with. I think it's giants are not a force to be trifled with is what it's supposed to say. Its size makes mustering a force large enough to deal with this creature a challenge already, and if you are not careful, a single swing of his mighty weapon could decimate your entire army. Each mighty step from the hill giant brings about nothing but destruction, nothing by destruction, but destruction, killing one unit for every faction whenever he moves into another territory. Due to his massive size, any territory he occupies becomes severely limited, and each faction can only have up to 3 units in them. So there is his pretty cool monster figure. What I would have liked to have seen, now that the whole campaign's over, with some of the monsters and some of the big ones we'll talk about here later, is what the size comparison for some of these monsters were compared to like a standard unit, like a standard faction unit in the game. So yeah, I would like to have seen that, but it's cool nonetheless. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the next update, which is talking about the different pledge levels, the new pledge level that got added. Now, if you are watching this, you are going to be watching this after the campaign's over, because it is 8:54. Campaign ends in 6 minutes. No way this video is going out in 6 minutes. Hence again why I wanted to kind of do this during it, because, you know, just in case anybody was still on the fence about the game. So this is for all you late pledgers out there. So the nightly pledge, or the kingly pledge, I don't know why I keep saying nightly, probably because of the big giant K. Anyway, the kingly pledge is what was announced. So the last optional buy that they decided to come out with was Old Enemies. Now, I was thinking with a few CMON games that I have backed that usually they announce, at least with the X-Men, Marvel United ones, they usually announce a final expansion and then at the same time announce the all-in pledge for those campaigns. I believe Marvel Zombies was the same. I don't... White Death kind of was, because it was one of the packs. It wasn't one of the 2 main expansions. It was one of the hero packs that they had, Warlords packs or whatever, that they announced, I think, with it. But still, it was another item that they announced with the all-in pledge, and this time they didn't do that. But you get the Kingly pledge. So with this, it's got the list of things right here. Is for $230 with a $20 discount for everything. You're going to get the Mordred main box. You're going to get the Old Enemies expansion, which is not Kickstarter exclusive. You're going to get the Warbands and Forces of Nature expansions, which are Kickstarter exclusive. You're also going to get the 2 Uther strongholds, because I can't say that word, and the 3D tokens, and you're going to get the, doesn't mention it on here, but it's the 2 additional bases for the hero that you recruit in your faction, and then Oberon, which was a Kickstarter exclusive monster, and then all applicable stretch goals with that. The thing you are not getting, as it says right here, is the Mordred art book. So you're not going to get the Mordred art book with this pledge level. That is still going to be an additional buy if you want that. Now, the exclusive box they're going to have, this Mordred exclusive edition, is going to be a box. There, it's kind of spinning right here, I guess. It's going to be a box that I believe is going to hold. Yep, so to thank you for your support, we've also decided to bundle all stretch goals together into the Mordred core box into a single large exclusive box. This high quality box will be able to contain everything from the Mordred core box, as well as all the content we unlock during the campaign, including sculpted strongholds, gnome faction, knights, heroes, and monsters into a single neat package with special metallic ink treatment just for that added exclusive finish. So, yeah, all your stretch goals or anything that's not an expansion will basically be in this box. So, as far as what you're going to have on your Calyx shelf or your regular shelf, you're going to have one big box for all your Mordred stuff, but you're also going to have old enemies. Yeah, here it's going to be a little bit possibly the same size, but you're going to have the old enemies box, and then the warbands and Forces of Nature in different size boxes on your shelf. So that's just what that is. But that's going to be $230. The next update was, did they get there? You good? Nope. We're in the future, so we'll know if they did this or not. But they are getting close. It's 2 minutes till. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead over here. I'm interrupting this for curiosity's sake. This changed as though they were done. So 61 seconds. I've never actually seen the countdown, I don't think, even though I've covered this during the countdown before. So yeah, we're just gonna sit here on this countdown. I'm gonna interrupt this whole thing just to thank all of you who did subscribe and whatnot during the course of this campaign. I'd like to thank you guys very much for that. Means a lot. We got a big boost during this campaign, and if you guys want to see more videos like this on other types of campaigns, not just CMON campaigns, let me know in the comments below with that. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'd like to thank CB and Duke during the live stream. They're the ones who pointed out to me that the audio issue was having a problem. So I do like to thank you guys for not letting me look like an idiot for too long on there. I honestly thank you guys for just like chiming in on that and letting me know what was going on. So thank you very much for that. 10 seconds left to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boo! There's the fireworks. Yay! Mordred has funded. And again, I did pledge for this one. Got a friend of mine at work also pledged for this one. And look, everything changed. So some of these tabs that have open are probably going to change while we are looking at it. So I do apologize for that. So anyway, we're going to go to the next actual update. Hey, all the fireworks. So the Unbreakable Vanguard. So the Hill Giant. And I also got an email saying that the thing funded. There is, so yes, so I said earlier this video is going to cover update 50, so it's going to be actually covering update 51 because it'll be the next steps update will be on there. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. So the Unbreakable Vanguard. So there's the Hill Giant monster figure was unlocked thanks to the all-in pledge, and then we've got the Knight of the Bronze Tower. Again, we get a knight with no horse, so it's not an actual knight, it's a hero. Um, that is the only thing in this campaign that I thought was weird because of the core box having the knights and them talking about the heroes being like a Kickstarter exclusive um, feature or game, not game type, but game piece and everything. And then they kind of went all in with that Kickstarter exclusive piece instead of creating other knights for like actual knights on horseback for the game itself. I imagine it has to be kind of a, well, you're only having one technically. I don't know. I don't know why they did it that way, but anyway, we're gonna look at the Bronze Knight, the Knight of the Bronze Tower. Though his past might be questionable, his expertise is far too valuable, especially if a fort needs to be held. This enigmatic warrior has weathered the most grueling sieges thanks to his tactical genius and his uncanny ability to understand his foes. Few can muster up a defense like the Knight of the Bronze Tower, and your foes will find themselves futilely attempting to breach his impenetrable defenses. The Knight of the Bronze Tower bolsters his defense, offense, and defense in combat when he's adjacent to a stronghold. Position him wisely, and you'll be able to fend off any opponent attempting to claim his territory. So that's pretty cool. He basically gets bonuses all around when he's adjacent to the stronghold area. So that's pretty awesome there. So next we are going to update 51 posted. We are going to celebrate. Yay. Look at our next update. So we are on our next unlock, which is the Strachan. Strachan? The goblin yelling into the wind. His name. All right, so the whale of, I'm gonna say this creature, takes a toll on one's spirit. Its voice fills the air with dread and envelops the hearts of all who hear it. Even the most stalwart and inspiring leaders would find their passions extinguished and conviction replaced by a sense of hopelessness. So this guy's gonna basically take on the leaders of the chiefs. Whenever he moves into a territory with a chief, that player immediately loses favor. If he continues to stand within the same territory as your chief, it will severely hamper your ability to gain any favor. A wise player would distance themselves from this wretched creature as much as they can. So there is the Strachan right there. This is actually cool. I don't know if people have seen this or not, or if you're on a Kickstarter when it actually finishes, but I've seen this for a couple campaigns now. Most of the ones we've been covering on the channel, but it's actually pretty cool that it does that, and that we get to keep on seeing it because of all the tabs I have open. Anyway, so we are going to have another character, and it's going to be another hero. So at this point in the campaign, because we live in the future, we can see this, they basically go back and forth between monsters, heroes, monsters, heroes, monsters, heroes. So we get, with the next day 13, 14, and finally 15, we get a whole bunch of monsters and heroes, which basically is the only thing we really have left to get anyway, because there's no more extra factions announced. There was no more strongholds or other like hero bases or anything like that. So anyway, so we have Gawain. He is a hero in the game, though technically a knight. It is not exactly known why he is gained an immunity to sorcery, but it is a huge boon to a knight like him, hero. Having martial prowess alone means little if one is unable to get up close to a sorcery wielding powerful magics. Maybe he is holding on to something that is granting him some protection. He has immense magical protection, rendering him unaffected by opposing mystic abilities in battle. In games where an opponent focuses heavily on their mystics, Gawain is the perfect addition to your team. So he's going to be pretty good against all the mystic characters in the game. So that's going to be most likely a big boon. Especially, I think some of the factions with their cards rely heavily on the spell aspect of the cards. So that'll be pretty cool. And then next, cats everywhere. So let's see. We unlock. We're still on the 24th, right? Yep, we're still on the 24th. So we've got Gawain here. We unlocked him and got to Mad Moggy, which that just looks terrifying. Like that's gonna keep me up tonight. In all honesty, mainly because of the cats. Um, so Mad Moggy's obsession with cats is certainly a sight to behold. She is perfectly content with where she is in the company of her feline companions. Navigating through her domain would prove to be a challenge, though, with her cats occupying almost every available surface. Navigating would most certainly require a bit of finesse. Mad Moggy never ever moves from her location, staying content where she is, and any leader who enter her territory would leave an additional fare behind, making sure we should. Okay. So navigating through her area is going to cost you the time mechanic in there, and you're also going to lose favor or leave a favor behind. I'm not sure um, if you're just dropping favor tokens down in the territory, or if they're losing favor. The leaders don't lose favor; they grant the favor. So we'll see how that works in the game. But there are her renders right there, and that was the last update for the 24th, I believe. So we are moving now into day 14. Mad Moggy was unlocked on the 25th. So, and now we have Tristram, another hero who's dressed as a knight. Let's see, yeah, Sir Tristram. So he is a knight. He is a paragon in all forms of combat, and he is one of the few knights in Arthur's court to be able to wield magic effectively in combat against his foes. You never know what foes you might encounter on the battlefield, and thus knights like him become invaluable as they have the means available to them and any foe. When Tristram plays a combat card in battle, his knowledge in both martial and mystic arts may choose. I really got to feel like it's not my talking, it's how it's read. When Tristram plays a combat card in battle, his knowledge in both martial and mystic arts may choose either the melee or the mystic side, giving you flexibility in battle where you can choose the skill that most benefits you. Something like that. So, all right. So it allows you to choose skills when you play melee or mystics. Yeah. So like mystic characters use the mystic side of the card. Melee characters or non-mystics use the other side. So I'm assuming that this basically lets him use both because he has the ability to use both. So there's that. So there is his card right there. Let's see, an unstoppable force of destruction. So now we've got the Lambton Worm at 500k. This is one of those figures that I really wanted to see how, looking at the figure there, how big this is compared to a knight or to just a hero or something like that. Because I don't know if these are scaled bigger or anything like that. I feel like if these were like huge compared to the heroes and everything, that they would have shown it, kind of like Stature or Goliath from Marvel United Multiverse. So, but anyway, so having been forcefully evicted from its home, the Lambton Worm now rampages across Britannia, seeking vengeance on its inhabitants, leaving nothing but destruction in its wake. Curry too much favor, and you might just earn yourself the unwanted attention of the Lambton Worm. Lambton Worm moves into territories with the most favor, killing everything in that territory and consuming all favor within it. Any territory that it occupies no longer becomes a valid target for conquest, because who would be foolish enough to share territory with such a beast? That is true. So, all right. So that is, we already saw it, but that is the render and the painted version of that. So going on to the next update, Nativity shields one from the world. I like all the celebrating. It's great. So they got that monster unlocked still on the 25th, still on day 14. Now we have Isolde. I'm not sure. But she is a new hero that is unlocked at 515k. You would expect a lady like her to be getting in a lot more trouble than she already has. Curious enough, trouble always seems to have a habit of avoiding her. She always seems to make it out of encounters with all manners of creatures unharmed, or maybe they just ignore her. Her innate charm extends to creatures of the Fae, making her immune to monster abilities. Some of the nastiest setbacks occur when monsters move about the land, making her key in preventing potential disaster to your army. So there's a few monsters we've even just talked about that you walk into their territory and they're just going to decimate you. She seems like if you have her as your hero or one of your heroes, that they might just ignore you when you're going through, so allow you to pass through those territories. That'd be pretty cool if that is the case, the way it's sounding like. So I like that a lot. Let's go on to our next update. Yay! So, um, the fact that they like ended right before the final update is like that's who bid 24 cents. So, anyway, for our next stretch goal, we have Hearn Oakheart. So yeah, let's take a look and see what's going on with character here. So the path that Hearn treads is one paved with glory and bloody combat. Wherever this mighty satyr goes, a bloody melee would not be too far away. However, it might be worth following in his footsteps, given the untold spoils that he leaves behind while on his quest for a worthy foe. Hearn patiently awaits a worthy opponent and tempts players to challenge him by leaving favor wherever he moves. Choose to do battle with him, and Hearn will move on to the adjacent territory to wait another fight. There is as much risk as there are reward, but Hearn is fair. It might guide those who are truly worthy to victory. Patiently waits a worthy opponent and tempts players to challenge him by leaving favor wherever he moves. So whose favor is he leaving? So that's questions. But yeah, that is his renders there. And now we will move on to update 46. So it says 49 right here, but it's 51. Most definitely not the Lady of the Lake. So we unlocked Hearn Oakheart on, let's see. So now we are actually on today, as I'm recording this, the 26th. So he was unlocked this morning at some point at 550k dollars. So now we have Ludig. Um, she is an old lady with the top half of a fish on her head. I was at work all day. I didn't get to see most of these. Anyway, the Lugs are slow, lumbering, demonic beings that have great difficulty chasing down any of their prey. However, fortunately for them, their demonic nature means that they can wield powerful magics, allowing them to cast hexes that could hold their place. Nothing is more terrifying than watching a Ludwig amble towards you as you watch helplessly. When the Ludwig enters a territory, all chiefs present would be immediately struck down by her hexes, leaving them unable to act for that duration, unable to muster any of their forces. Fortunately, it would only take a turn before this hex fades, and your chiefs would rise back up to lead their force. So basically, another character that affects the chiefs. That is, I don't like this. It looks bad enough. This looks like that looks mean, and there's no painted version. I really hope there's an update later on. I might actually just do a video on it if they do, but I really hope there's a video later on for all the characters that didn't get shown during these updates for painting, unless they're on the main Kickstarter page, because I know there's a lot of different things painted there, but I think that was just like the core stuff. Anyway, so that is that, and now let's see here. Purest of hearts, gather around, fellow knights. We've got Percival. So this is Percival. This is the first knight that we have gotten, like actual knight that we have gotten since Galahad on the beginning of day 7, and we are technically on the beginning of day 15. Basically every week of the campaign we got a new knight. So spoilers, we've only got 3. Not counting the ones in the core box. We only have 3. We don't even have a full set of knights that we can replace all the ones in the core box with. So that's I'm gonna say it's disappointing. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Come on, but because of the fact that the knights are a big part of the core box, I would have thought we would have gotten more knights over the course of the game, not just heroes. I know they kind of work the same, not really, and I believe you can have both. So, but yeah, I don't know about that actually, but But yeah, I just like we'll look at it here in a minute. But there's Sir Percival. While he might not be a as proficient with the blade as the other knights, you would be a fool to underestimate him in combat. The sheer amount of determination and will that Percival possesses is rivaled by none, and this more than makes up for what he lacks in martial prowess, especially when he is fending off waves of foes alone. Percival's combat prowess is heightened when he stands alone on the battlefield, granting him increased offense and defense when he is the only unit you possess in a battle. This ability enables him to confront small enemy forces without assistance, making him particularly vulnerable to eliminating stragglers. So there is that, and then again, like there is um his render, and there is his painted figure, and like I said, like just more things like this would have been cool. More knights on horseback, it would have been cool. We got. I'm glad for the 7 total that we have, but yeah, I just would have. I really would have liked more of them. So anyway, a couple more to go. So we are at now update number 48. The Roguish Duo takes on the battlefield. So this is like 2 figures. It's really 1 figure, but it's 2 characters. So they've got Rawl and Gru Knee Biter at 615k. Yay. Rawl and Gru always fight as a pair, and as such, they fight. Are they the same character? Yeah, they're the same base. They fight with the might and ferocity of 2 warriors on the battlefield. However, this also comes with its own disadvantages. Bug on my face. As this pair has grown so used to fighting as a pair. Should one of them fall, the other would be left helpless like a fish out of water. They let you play 2 combat cards for them in battle with double the combat power. It doesn't get any better than that. They are still considered a single unit, however, which may not be the most beneficial in some scenarios. So you get 2 combat cards for them, but if you take out the figure, they're both done, seemingly. So there's that. There's his render. Wish I could see it from the side to see how much, if these are 2 separate pieces or if this one is baked into the other, essentially. But that is that update. And let's go here. A creature that defies all logic. So we've got update, was it 49? 2 more updates to go after this. And then we have the Jabberwocky. He's a new monster at 660k. Yeah, so he was the last official, when we started this video, he was the last official character that we unlocked during the actual campaign. So there is that one right there. This perplexing beast has a particular habit of roosting in the most fortified structures. To call such behavior an inconvenience would be an understatement. Once it has set eyes on car it desires. I think once it has set its eyes on a stronghold it desires, there is little that can be done to stop this ferocious beast. It is best if you gather your belongings and leave before it makes you. Should a Jabberwocky move into a territory with a stronghold inside it, any unit within the territory would be forced out of the territory. Players would also no longer be able to teleport or move into the Jabberwocky's territory, as it fiercely guards its newfound nesting ground. It's not me, guys. I swear, I can read. I'm very well aware when they get these updates, they sometimes make them in a rush, and I know there's translation issues probably in there too. So yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, that is going to be this character. So it's basically this Jabberwocky is going to basically shut down the stronghold. So if you have people over in, the Lost Islands, over there, they may not be able to get back and forth between Britannia and the other board. So that's actually pretty cool. Taking this thing out, if you're able to, is going to be key. So, or getting it to move at least. So yeah, there is that ugly thing. There is its render. The render is pretty cool. Again, I would like to just see a hero right here somewhere so we can see it. But that is that character. And then update number 50, Forged in the Fires of War. We have done it. We've fought bravely unlocked Jabberwocky at the nick of time. What a remarkable feat. So this unexpected result amazed us as much as caught us off guard, as our plan was to end the campaign with this magnificent beast. But your dedication and support deserve to be rewarded with more. We've revised our plans to find something extra as a token of our appreciation, and so we are bringing not just one, but two extra heroes at the last hour. So we've got Bill Goodhammer right here. If we reach 670, we'll unlock the Kickstarter exclusive hero Bill Goodhammer for all backers. So Bill's skills at the forge is second to none for a human at least. Few such as him could fashion arms from the scraps strewn across the battlefield. And what's more, the quality of these arms still surpasses those of any run of the mill smith could ever forge. An individual such as Bill is an invaluable asset when war begins to take its toll. At the end of war, Bill allows you to draw up to 7 combat cards from your discard pile instead of the combat deck. Remember to use your best combat cards. Bill will make sure you get them back at the end of war. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then we do have another hero. Here's how dumb I am. I literally, when I saw this update originally, because again I was getting ready for the stream, I was getting ready to possibly do a stream that ended up failing, but I only saw this one character, so because I didn't read the full update. Always read, kids. Anyway, so we've got Mac Athel. So when we unlock the Kickstarter exclusive character for all backers, including his figure card, his years of campaigning across the battlefields of Britannia have given him tactical expertise few possess. He understands that positioning oneself is key to winning any battle, and as such, he is extremely proficient at maneuvering himself around the battlefield to give him a constant edge on his enemies. He moves into an adjacent territory involved during the start of a war, allowing the flexibility to relocate your forces, bolster your defenses, and even trigger brand new battles, regardless of which he will come to your aid when called upon. So there is his render right there, and I'm going to push the button, and I push the button to get the next button back up. So we're going to go to the next update. Britannia has been conquered. So we've got both of those figures. Were they both at... Okay, so one was 670, one was 680. So there's that. So yeah, so we didn't get either one as far as stretch goals go, like funding wise, but as always with the CMON campaign, they decided to go ahead and unlock both of them anyway. So we got both Bill Goodhammer and Mark Athel, both their heroes. So that actually now we can pride ourselves for conquering these as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through what this all this right here. So the CMON, from all of us here at CMON, a big thank you for joining us on this campaign and making Mordred the best game experience it can be. We are grateful for your support and enthusiasm, and we can't wait to deliver this epic game for you. I'm not part of CMON whatsoever. I am, and I just got another email saying that they collected my pledge amount. So if you pledged, they've already collected it, potentially. So I would like to say from Rockshire Gaming, thank you guys for all the support from watching these videos, liking them, hopefully sharing them, subscribing if you were not already subscribed. I will say it probably a couple more times during this video. Please make sure you're liking these videos, subscribe to the channel. Let me know again down below what other kind of campaigns we should be looking at doing with these. Again, the reason I've always done the CMON campaigns like this, at least the last 3 since we started this channel, is just because of the fact that the constant daily unlocks. There's other games that I do back on Kickstarter. I'm actually thinking about doing a video of all the ones that I am waiting for, where I'm very excited about them, but they don't necessarily have a ton of stretch goals that are like this to like kind of daily go over or whatnot. But I would like to present them in a way that would be interesting for you guys. So again, let me know of any other campaigns you think I should be paying attention to based on the videos that you've seen on the channel, things that I may not have noticed, picked up on, or anything like that. So anyway, so what do you do when a CMON campaign is done? So the campaign is over. What's the next step? So we'll use your pledge information to populate an account on our pledge manager. So they're going to do all the stuff on the pledge manager, and please visit the FAQ. Project I'm backing just succeeded and my credit card was declined. What do I do? Well, here's all the things for what to do right there. I'm going to leave that up for just a second, and you can pause the video right now, and then we're going to move on. Because I'm not like this update is kind of more of like the they always post this at the end, like at the end of all the Marvel Uniteds, at the end of all the Zombicides, everything else. Then they always post like what to do in the event that a thing happens, and always look at the FAQ on the page. And now this campaign is complete. You must be wondering what is next for CMON. We'll have some news on that. We'll have news soon on that front. Make sure to keep an eye on our Facebook page in the upcoming weeks for announcements. Farewell, Camelot awaits. Now, the last time they did this, I kind of like, like overanalyzed it and thought it had to do with the Assassin's Creed game that they have a partnership with, the RPG, and I think they were more alluding to the Metal Gear Solid. They didn't really allude to anything here. However, this is July 26th, so Gen Con is coming up next weekend from here. Not this weekend, next weekend. So they may announce something during Gen Con. So as always, just keep up with CMON on social media and all those things. So we're going to go back over here to the homepage. The homepage looks like that now. When you look at that, so that is Mordred. But yeah, so I gotta change my numbers here real quick, but and unfortunately we're not live for people to tell me that I'm wrong. So it is what it is. But during the course of this campaign, and we'll actually move down here. So all the stretch goals and everything. So I just want to make sure I am right on this. As far as the stretch goals go, we've got 1, 2, 3 knights. And for heroes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so far, heroes added into the game. So there's your 13 heroes. Then we've got our monsters. I have 18 here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 with the Jabberwocky. So we've got 18 monsters in here. We've got others. We've got the strongholds here, additional bases. And we got, as we scroll back up, we've got a whole another faction of gnomes. As far as grand totals go, as far as figures and everything go, we are ending this between all the expansions and the cores. And again, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I double checked a few times, but I very much during the White Death campaign at the end totally messed up the numbers. It was very embarrassing. But from what I can tell, including the cores and the expansions, we have 7 knights total. We're going to have 25 total heroes with the 12 that come in that expansion box. Monsters, we're going to have a total of 26. Factions, we're going to have a total of 10 total factions. The 10 total factions have 13 figures for each faction. So 1 chief, 9 warriors, and 3 mystics. So 1 and 9 is 10, so 3 is 13. So that brings us up to 130 total figures with all the factions. And then with the leaders between the main game and the expansion, Old Enemies, it's going to give us 4 leaders in the game with a grand total, if I'm doing it right, of 191 figures, not counting the strongholds here. So if you did count them, 191, 93, 95, 97, plus Uther's 97, 199. So that's 199 miniatures. I'm pretty sure I counted Oberon in that. I'd have to double check. But I'm going to stick with 199. If not, it's 200 with Oberon. Yeah, because 4 and 18. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the math here. But yeah, so that is going to be, like I said, 199 different miniatures if you're counting all the strongholds in there. So that's a lot of content. You can do a lot of things with that content, not only with this game, but any other way that you use and play with games and use from other components and whatnot. Like I said, all these monsters look very cool. I'm kind of hoping that these are sized appropriately, because that frog would be cool to be that large compared to the red caps, which I would figure would be a little bit smaller. So that's some pretty cool stuff there. So I'm rambling at this point because the campaign's over and I have no idea what to do now with myself. So Yeah, if there is anything major announced after this, then as far as this campaign goes, and I'll do another video like I did with the Spider-Geddon box for Marvel United. If not, then this is gonna be the last Mordred video on the channel for now. Like I said, I did go to pledge the campaign, so we'll see how when they're gonna deliver on the campaign. I'm probably, this is what, July 2023. Just because of the state of shipping right now, I don't necessarily expect this game until end of 2024 myself. So despite what it says on the campaign, it probably says a year from now. It'll probably be a year and a half from now, more based on for me, based on Marvel Zombies at the moment, because I think that should have already been here. It's supposed to be coming up soon, but I know they haven't shipped that one yet. But anyway, again, rambling. So that is going to be everything from Mordred. I'd like to thank you guys so much for following this series with me, watching the videos, subscribing, all that stuff. Please make sure that you do that yourselves as well. If you have not subscribed to the channel, we will be doing some more stuff here on the channel. Again, anything having to do with Mordred probably won't be for a while yet. But we do have other gameplays in continuing series of Marvel United. And as you can see, I mean, there's other stuff back here that we've never even touched. So if you see anything back here, I mean, I got trails the other day from Walmart. It was on clearance. It was great. So yeah, like I said, if there's anything up on the wall here that you would want us to play on the channel, let me know. If there's any other, like I said, campaigns that you think we should be covering or taking a look at, or even at the very least, based on other things you've seen us play on the channel that you think we would be good for us to pledge to play later on, let me know. If there's a game out there that's like anything we played on the channel, again, let me know. A few different things we're going to be, like I said, doing on here, continue our Marvel United series. I do want to do a channel recap 6 months in, 7 months in, what we're at right now. I do apparently need to get the audio issues fixed with streaming and figure out what's going on with that. That'll be a numero uno priority. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to this video. I have been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.